Guys, the story we'll be taking on tonight is totally amazing. He's one of pioneers, game changers, and leadership. This wonderful continent needs people like this. We're talking about woman power. We're talking about women that are moving mountains, that are moving Africa. She's none other than one of the most influential women in Africa right now. Young as she is, Phuti Mahanyele is the former CEO of Shanduka Group. She laid the bricks for her corporate success. She's been on Wall Street. She's got her MBA qualifications. In the process, she has helped Shanduka's net asset value to about 8 billion rands in her term of reign. Ladies and gents, I'm talking about none other than Phuti Mahanyele. It's such an honor to always have you support our initiatives.
Thank you.
For you as an entrepreneur and a businesswoman,
Yes.
when you think of the word leadership, what do you think?
I think about self-empowerment. It's about self-envisioning, because each and every person is a leader. It's just about having the tenacity to be able to be who you are supposed to be, and that is being a leader. And you know, the unfortunate part is that in the world there's so much fear. People are around fear, anger, all of these things that bring them down, so that they are afraid to become the leaders that they were born to be. You know, to be a leader. Not all of us have the courage.
Talking about courage, now, what courage did you have to leave everything in South Africa in your 20s to go pursue a career in Wall Street with an MBA, but starting from the bottom, cleaning and being sent around to go buy lunch and so forth?
And it didn't make sense. I left everything. I was living in Cape Town, in Bantry Bay. It was all good. But I left and I went and I applied to this job. First time I applied, they said no. The second time I applied, they said no again. So I applied for the third time. And that's when they thought, okay, this person is clearly not going away. And they said, look, we can't give you a job, but what we'll give you is an intern. I said, I'll take it. So I left my job and I went and I took that intern. It was supposed to be a 3-month intern. I ended up working for them for 7 years.
You became the vice president of a Wall Street company.
Yes, yeah.
What are some of the experiences that you've learned from it?
Well, the one experience that I learned is just the tenacity, the hard work ethic, the importance of that. I learned about the importance of understanding and really going through the detail. You know, unfortunately, I think many of us, when we look at people who've succeeded, we will look at them and we forget that people have walked a road to get there. So what you're seeing now is the finished product. But to get there, it needs you to be willing to take the detail, to do all that work that nobody else wants to do.
And what are some of the things that you've learned from Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa?
Oh, I learned so much from him. I learned about humility. I learned about the hard work ethic. I learned so many things from him. But I think the one thing that experience gave me is courage. And you know, I believe that in spite of the fact that when you look at the markets today, it's very, very difficult. A lot of markets are in a decline. This is the time to be looking at investment. People are always afraid to go in at the difficult time, but at the difficult time is when you go in. Because when things are good, that's when you want to already have your place.
Yes.
And not to be trying to get in then, you know. So I'm going in now. It's a tough time, but I'm going in and we are starting a business. We're going to be looking at assets here in South Africa, but also on the African continent. And, you know, looking at how we can grow the business together to grow the NAV of the business. But it will take some time.
Lovely. Couple of questions from you guys. I'm going to start with yourself.
In your impeccable, remarkable career, how have you aligned your goals and your highest values?
Yeah. You cannot change who you are, and so your values need to be speaking to that person that you are. And so in the goals that you set, the goals have got to be speaking to the values of who you are.
Things that make you happy.
100% happy, but also significant.
Exactly.
You know, it is about building significance in others, but also in yourself. Because I believe that's why we're all here.
True.
Yeah.
How can you comment on the corporate governance of South Africa in making sure that this country is being transformed?
I think that actually corporate governance is very good in South Africa. I think when you look at many listed and as well as privately held organizations, corporate governance is something that is very much respected. And so it's important that as you are starting your new business, that you are espousing those values as well, because it is about creating that organization that you're respected for. So, you know, corporate governance, I believe, is really something that's held highly in South Africa.
How would you advise me as a young female entrepreneur to navigate this current economic climate?
What I would say is that what you do is that in your business that you try to be incurring as low costs as possible in this period, and that you're not going for any of the big plans at this time, but that you're planning things properly. Think through your plans as you go forward.
How do we, number one, bring ourselves up to the fore, and number two, then make a mark in Africa when we're battling in our own home country right now?
You know, just not so long ago, I tweeted a list of all of the degrees that we have available, where you have institutions that are willing to pay for people to go to school. We need to take advantage of these opportunities. We really, really do. And there are also so many opportunities in entrepreneurship and all sorts of things that are being run. We need to put our ear to that. I believe that failure should not be the norm today. We have every reason, and particularly as South Africans, honestly, the opportunities here for us are immense and we have to take advantage. We just have to be willing to go for it.
Thank you.